Hello, my gorgeous friends, and welcome to today's video. This is called the Weekly Freak, where we look at the weekly frequencies for the week ahead. We're going to look at the human design, we're going to look at the astrology, and I'm going to give you an overview of what's happening in the planets for the week ahead. If you're brand new to my channel, welcome. I'm Tara Kinden. If you've been here for a while, welcome back. I'm so excited to have you here on this journey for the week ahead. This is the week of April 15th going through to the 21st. Let's dive in. And make sure to take a moment right now to like and subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell so you get informed every time a new video drops. I'm putting out a lot of juicy new content. Well, hello, my gorgeous friends. Let's dive into the astrology for the week ahead. So we are starting at April 15th. We are going through to April 21st. And I'm going to cover all of the changes and shifts the planets will be making this coming week for you. Now, if you're brand new to my channel, welcome. I'm Tara Kinden. I am the founder of Bioenergetic Somatics. My work lives at the beautiful intersection of cosmic rhythm, somatic intelligence, and sound and frequency healing. So I basically love to bring all of these things together in one place and take these complicated topics and make them really simple for you to understand. Also, to get out of your head and into the body so you can feel what's happening to navigate all of these changes and shifts with a little bit more grace and ease. So let us get started. Today is Wednesday. It is April the 15th as I'm recording this. So we've just had the moon move into Aries, and we also now have Mercury in Aries. This is a big deal because we literally have 7 planets in Aries, not including Eris, who's the goddess of discord, which we will talk about. And so we have 2 luminaries and then, of course, the planets. And this is just creating a lot of Aries energy. Now, what does Aries energy symbolize and signal? Well, it's about initiation. It's about new beginnings. It's about us taking action in our own lives, but as the leader, as the main character. So, if anywhere in your life you've been sort of sitting back and waiting for someone else or something to recognize, just how worthy and important and fabulous you are, it ain't going to happen. This is about us recognizing how valuable we are. And I know I've said value a couple of times, but I do think we can't stand forward in our self-led leadership if we don't believe that we are capable or valuable enough to do that. So I want to remind you, you are, and this is your season to go ahead and make some changes. Now, this week alone, so we're at the 15th, we have a new moon on Friday. We have a lot of beautiful connections that are going to be happening that are going to really catapult change in our lives. So if you've been resisting change, you will take a deep breath and move through this change. It has to happen. We are going forward. There is no staying in the past and things being like they once always were. That is just not going to happen. So we have to move forward. We are completing things in order to step forward into something new. So as Mercury has now entered Aries, he's moved out of Pisces. Pisces was where Mercury, our communication maybe was a little bit fluffy. It was a little bit all over the place. It wasn't clear. It wasn't concise. It was a little illusional and delusional at times. And this could have been showing up physically for you as tripping over your words, as not being able to get the clarity that you want, to be able to speak the things that are on your mind, because there was a little bit of a disconnect between here and here. Well, now this will become clearer, but also to keep in mind as Mercury moves through Aries is a sharpness on your tongue, because you may say things that you're like, oops, and it can cut, right? Mars ends, severs, cuts. So this can also be something that we are needing to be aware of in communication with other people. And at this moment on Wednesday, it's hump day, it's Mercury's day. He's conjunct the moon, and this can make for emotional conversations. So, watching where you are emotionally fired up because we're in Aries, which is fire. It is it isn't playing. It isn't playing, and it can say cutting things. It can be a little forceful with the way that it delivers the message. Not to be mean, it's just it comes out quick. And sometimes it is mean. So we want to watch that, and all you can do if something slips and you're like, oopsie, apologize, and hopefully you can move on. But this Aries energy is really forcing us forward. We have been in the waters of Pisces for what feels like forever. I mean, Mars spent a ton of time in Pisces. And while he was in Pisces, he was basically trying to run a marathon underwater, and that felt absolutely exhausting. So we're tired. Like we're coming into Aries season feeling a little tired. It's taking us a little bit of time to dry off. Okay. And then as we move into tomorrow, which will be the 16th, the sun is going to make a connection to Chiron. Eris, the sun, and Chiron have been riding together. They are in, and we're going to talk about human design as well, but they're in the gate. What are they in? I think it was 42, the gate 42, which is about completion. So there is an element of things needing to be completed before we can move into innovation. And we're feeling this. We're feeling that final push. We're feeling that final completing energy. And when Eris is involved, this is the goddess of discord. This is where we can have felt like we were outsided, that we weren't treated with respect, that we were treated poorly, that we were not invited to the party. And there's a sense of discord that she brings, and it can be uncomfortable, right? It's what sort of seething underneath the surface. And so as the sun meets up with Chiron, Chiron being the wounded healer, it's where our greatest gift is in how that we heal, and we never heal completely from this. A wound is this chironic wound is here to show us what we're made of, to show us what we're capable of, to show us truly what our gift is to the world. What we heal, like what we feel, we heal. And that healing we begin to bring forth to the world with other people in our relationships, in our communities, with our family, with our audience, however that shows up for you. So when Chiron is rocking through Aries, which he has been since 2018, he's been showing us where we're ready to lead, where we're ready to be the leading ladies in our own movie, where we're ready to take hold of the steering wheel and stop going with the flow, because we've gone with the flow. We've allowed a lot of other people to tell us what to do. And some of you have never done that. And kudos to you. But some of us, especially like if you're born in the late 70s to the mid 80s, we really had a programming of be a good girl, go with the system, follow the system, say yes, be over accommodating, and that has been getting reworked since 2018. Now, if you're born in the late 70s, you're also experiencing your Chiron return. Welcome to your new spiritual edition. This is where you really get a chance to grow into devoting yourself to something bigger than you. You're almost seeing the bigger picture. But it also is bringing up all your business, and that feels very uncomfortable. All the stuff you've not wanted to deal with around your wounding. And Chiron and Aries, collectively, we're all feeling this because this is what's happening for everyone right now. But more personally, for those who are having personal Chiron returns, which you have at 50, in and around that 50, 51. where your wound gets really opened. Literally, mine is happening on this new moon. So, like, I'm in it. And it's the first pass. I'm going to get 3 passes of it. So, you work with it over a couple of years, but it can really pull up your shit. So, it pulls and digs up all of the deep, painful things. Now, Chiron is going to die in the heart of the sun and be reborn tomorrow. So there will be a new Chiron entering the story. And I think as he moves on and moves into innovation, it's where the rubber will meet the road for all of us around how we're independent, how we lead ourselves. Frequency-led leadership is what I'm calling it. It's because we lock in to this new frequency of how we want to feel. It's no longer about all the achievements. You will still go on to achieve things and have successes and all of that, but it's going to mean more to you to have things mean more, like more pleasure, more life, more love, more enjoyment, less about just like more money. Well, okay, great. More money does buy you things. Maybe that's not your goal anymore. But when you're in your youth, you're hustling, you're striving, you're working towards all of the things. That doesn't mean you do that less as you get older. It just means you get more strategic, like in the sense of this doesn't bring me pleasure. It's where you unpack your favorite glassware and you don't just save it. I don't know. It's not, there we go. You don't just save it for special occasions. You use it every day because it brings you a sense of deep fulfillment. So that's it for Chiron, because I know we could talk about this forever, and I'm going to do a separate video on Chiron because it's that important. But just know, for everyone, the sun is going to conjunct Chiron, and this is going to help him continue to grow. It's going to help us move to the next iteration of what we've been learning since 2018 about the way we lead ourselves, and we maybe advocate our power to someone or something outside of ourselves. It's where we start really making decisions based on what we think, what we feel, what matters to us. Okay, that's collective. Now, Mercury is going to conjunct Neptune on Friday, and that is also the day of the new moon. So when Mercury conjuncts Neptune, you may have you may actually feel a little dizzy, number one, because we're talking about communication, and then we're talking about our higher self. And when we're thinking about all of the frequency, I talk about frequency all the time, but for those of you who this is brand new to, having a lot of information coming in or energies coming in towards you can feel very destabilizing. And for those who don't understand the cosmos at all, just know that if you get ringing in your ears or buzzing in your ears, you start to feel a little off center, and not normally. Okay. So if that's a normal default, you need to go see a doctor immediately. But if you're just like, whoa, that's really interesting. This feels a little bit, I feel very light today. And things feel a little bit destabilizing. So it's like, take a seat, have some water, make sure you're grounded, because we don't have a lot of earth in the chart, and that can feel destabilizing while we're experiencing that transit. Your dreams on Thursday night may be a little wacky and a little wild. So I am going to recommend that if you're going to bed on Thursday night, start dreaming the dream of what you're ready to seed on this new moon that's happening the next day on Friday, okay? Because Friday is going to be Venus's day, and it's going to be a new moon, and it's going to be when this really, really hits. So what is the new dream you're ready to dream? What does your highest and best self desire for you? What are you so excited about that you're ready to bring in? Because that is what I would go to sleep thinking about. What we think about, we can manifest. It's like whatever, I forget the analogy of this, whatever we think most about, we become, yeah, y'all know, you can go look it up. I can't remember it off the top of my head right now. But what we think most about, where our energy goes, where energy flows. Whatever, I'm giving up. But you all can go find that. I am having trouble with this. Is that Mercury moving into Aries is now, it's like I'm thinking faster than I can speak. And this is part of what we're all going to be running into, which is kind of nicer than Pisces, where we were just like we couldn't even think it. So here we go. All right. That's what I would do Thursday night before the new moon pops in. Now, the new moon popping in on Friday, this is the one we've been waiting for. This is the one we've been, now we get to manifest all of like the things that we're just so excited about, so lit up about, so ready to be in action around. What is that for you? What does that look like? Like, what is really turning you on? Because this is it. This is it. Now, you want to look to see where is Aries in your chart? Where is it in your chart? Is it in the first house? Because this is going to be like about you. This is going to be about your identity. If it's in the second house, it's going to be about your money. So I want you to start thinking about like, okay, well, what house is it in? What stage is it going to play out on for me this new moon? Because the seeds that you plant on Friday are going to come to fruition. Well, some parts of it will come to fruition within 6 months. So within 6 months from now, we're going to start to see the fruits of our labors if we are specific about what we want. And specificity is really important. Now, let's look at the 19th. So on Sunday, we're going to have Mars conjunct Saturn. Mars and Saturn are already very close. So we're already feeling this energy, but they are going to come right tight together on the 19th, which is Sunday. Now, this is where Mars ending, severing, cutting, completing, moving close to Saturn. It's like, well, what in our structures are we no longer wanting and desiring? Maybe this is where we set a new intention around the kind of boundaries we want. And let's look at this on a more basic level. Maybe there are things that you're doing on the daily, because Saturn really helps us put together the structures of like how we would structure our days, or what kind of structure we want in our home life. Maybe we start to say, okay, well, I'm going to discipline myself to do X, Y, and Z every single day. And when you commit to it and you do the follow through, Saturn supports you on the journey. So this is almost the anchoring in the seed that you're planting around the new moon to help you bring it into action. It's like you can have these dreams and goals, but if you don't do something around it to actually make it be so, it won't be so. So for example, if my goal is to get monetized on YouTube, you bet your butt I'm putting out videos every single week, and I'm putting my heart and my soul into it, and I'm making sure I'm measuring my results. Okay, well, I did this one. How did this go? How did this go? And I'm trying new things. This is what Aries wants you to do. It wants you to try new things. Put it out there. Throw spaghetti at the wall and see what happens. But you need to be in action around the goal for it to actually happen. And that is what the 19th is really going to illuminate for you, because it's happening on the sun's day. Sunday is the day of the sun. Then on the 20th, which is Monday, the moon day, on Moon Day, we have a lot of things going on. So we have the sun entering into Taurus. We have Mercury conjuncting Saturn, and then we have Mercury conjunct Mars. So what new structures you decided on Sunday? Mercury's going to come in and be like, okay, let's talk about it. All right, let's get this on. Let's talk it out loud. Let's get it out into the universe. Let's really make things clear around what we're going to take action on and how we're going to set a boundary around that. That's literally what it is. So this is your week from now until next Wednesday to get clear on the dream, to speak what you want into action, to feel what resistance is coming up. Because that Chiron in Aries is going to show you where you're in resistance. It's going to show you where you're coming up on things that are causing you some discomfort or some pain, and to look at it, not to judge it, but just to look at it. I mean, we're going to be dealing with more masculine energy than feminine energy, and a lot more fire. We also have a lot more cardinal energy in the sky. So this is giving us opportunity to like get up and go, like do it. And I want to just reaffirm that for those of you who are ready, who are feeling it, who are excited. So when the new moon happens on Friday, We're also going to have it to be Venus's day. So I'm just going to tick forward to Friday just to show you. So on this Friday, it is going to be just hours before this. I'll just kind of give you I probably should have done this as we were going. So you'll see here, whoops, here we go. It's like 27 degrees. This is Friday. And it's Venus's day. Okay. Venus is in Taurus. This is her home turf. She is going to be feeling all of her vibes. She is going to be feeling luscious and she is going to be ready. So maybe that's a day you kind of like get yourself some flowers. You sit down and you're like, what juicy deliciousness do I want to bring into my life? Because we are going to have very little air, very little water, very little earth, and we're going to need things to help us get back into the body. Or we could just be like letting the head run the show. So if you've got a headache, anything like that, it's like drink water, nourish yourself. It's going to be really important. And then as we move forward into, like I mentioned, on the 19th, on Sunday, that's going to be the day that we have Mercury conjunct Neptune. So it'll be just a little bit before that. I mean, you go by the hours. Anyways, you guys don't need me to do this and break this all down for you, but just so you kind of get a like quick look snapshot here. But we're also going to have Venus, the moon, and we're going to have Uranus come together. Now, a lot of you who are in your early to mid 80s born babies, you are in your Uranus opposition. Okay, Uranus opposition. This is a time, and I'm going to actually tag the video as well. It'll be down below too. So that is one I really encourage you to watch because you may be going through deep and profound transformation. Your whole system is recircuiting. You're having a lot of electricity run through your body and it can feel very nervous energy. So you may be in that boat right now, and it is an intense boat to be in. I just want you to know I'm on the other side of it. You'll get through it, I promise you. But yeah, it feels like a lot. It really feels very anxious driven. And I know you're close to perimenopause and people will say, oh, it's just perimenopause. But I'm like, actually, I think it's a whole other beast. But just so you know, I'm going to tag that video below too. All right. So astrologically, that's our vibes. Now let's jump into the human design. All right. Now let's dive into the human design and look at what we are working with for this period of time. Now, I just want to keep in mind a couple of things. So we have the energies of this new moon coming in on Friday. Today is like the Wednesday. We're going to look at the sun-based energies because human design, if you're brand new to human design, it can be complicated, but we are going to simplify it by just looking at the solar energy for the week ahead. Because when we're looking at the solar energy, this is about our vitality. This is about the drive, the masculine energy, the authoritative energies that are within us to get things happening, to stand in the light of ourselves, be in full illumination. Now, the moon is also our inner world, and she is going to be a player this week as well. She's a player every day, of course. And it's really important we kind of know where she is, but we're not going to be tracking her. She moves every 2.5 days. So she moves gates quite often. And this is why really paying attention to the moon, especially if you're an emotionally defined person in your natal chart, it's important for you to track the moon and know where she is at all times so you can ride that wave. Now, the other thing, if you're brand new to human design, I want to make sure you know that we are just looking at the transit chart. The same thing holds true for the astrology chart. We're looking at the transit only. We're not looking at your natal charts here. When you know your natal chart, you can then navigate the transits with a little bit more grace and ease because you have a better understanding of like who you are fundamentally. So you're like, okay, well, this is how I'm going to be impacted. The transits are just how are you going to be impacted by what's moving that week. And the other cool thing with looking at the cosmic rhythm is that it gives you permission to understand your ebbs and flows. People who do not really believe in cosmic rhythm or don't believe they're affected by the moon or, solar flares or any of this, I'm like, okay, okay, okay. But if the ocean, this great ocean, is pulled and pushed by the moon, and we are 80 to whatever percent water in our bodies, and we don't think that we're being pushed and pulled in that same way, we are. We are 100%. And you are here listening because you also understand that you're impacted by planetary changes. Okay, so the sun is in gate 42. Gate 42 is all about completion. Right now, as of Wednesday, when I'm recording this, the sun is here in gate 42. The sun is going to move into gate 3. Chiron is already there. The moon is also then going to move into gate 3 as well. So gate 42 is helping us to bring something to completion, where we're having an understanding that something has to be finished before something new can get started. And I want you to use this analogy of like a closet or a junk drawer that is so jammed full. So you can't even open it. It's that full. There's nothing else that could fit in it. This is the vibe. We want to make sure that we have completed what we need to complete and that we've made new space for the new things we are planting on this new moon happening Friday. If we do not do that, we will not have space for the new things. It is very important that you honor the sense of completion. Now, somatically, this can also really feel like our what's the word? Like maybe you're having a menstrual completion as well. Maybe this is a time in your cycle, your energetic cycle, that things are finally finishing up. Like you've been working on a project for some time and now it's finally coming to an end. We're digesting, we're excreting. Like when we're looking somatically, this is about being in sort of the stomach, that digestion. We're looking at sacral based energy running here. That's where the 42 is. 42 is here, and then the 3 is here. So we're completing in order to move on. This is all in the digestive stomach area. And we're thinking like big intestines, letting things pass through us, digesting the emotions of life. As we do that and we move into completion, we're ready to begin something new. So when we move into the gate 3, where Chiron is already at, we are beginning to look at innovation. We're looking at mutation, where we're almost mutating into something new. We're having this extraordinary transformation of bringing something new in. You can think of this energy also as the spring season where we're starting something new, we're feeling new things coming in, where we're starting a new job per se. And it can be a little awkward. That new beginning phase can feel like things don't quite fit yet because we're still trying to figure it all out. And that's okay. You're allowed to take your time figuring those things out. And now you've created enough spaciousness from completions that you have time to be a little awkward while you're figuring things out. So just give yourself the grace as you're moving through this week that it can feel very awkward. The next couple of weeks may feel a little unsettling as you're trying to get your footing on what's coming in, what's starting to present itself to you. So those are the main things that I just wanted to bring to your attention. As you can look at this chart, you see we have a lot of lower definition and not a lot of upper definition, which means we're amplifying a lot of energy from above and we're feeling a lot of head-based energy from all this Aries. Aries is associated with the head. So you may be getting, if you're getting any migraines or you're getting any dizziness or anything like that, that's feeling a little overwhelming, you got to drop into the base. drop into your body to notice, have I had enough water? Have I fed myself? Like the basic things, because we're in survival mode. We're really amplifying, you know, where we're maybe feeling a little discomfort in the head, the ajna, the throat, finding the words for it, to say the words for it, feeling like, where are we going? What are we doing? We can all be feeling this way. And then our sense of survival is really kicked in to action and is leading the charge a little bit. So that's the energy and the HD that I just want to bring forward for you to pay attention to. We are stepping into the versions of ourselves that is the leader now. We're not relying on everyone else, but the only way to lead is to go in, to ask yourself, what do I want? What do I need? What am I ready to start doing? And then to just go for it, and to see what happens. Let it be what it is, but you've got this. So I'm going to stop this share. I'm going to come back to you here. We're also going to pull some cards, which I have not done for a long time. Look, I had to blur my studio because it's such a hot mess behind me. And I'm going to just clip this to my Sharkies hockey sweatshirt. This is my son's business, which is so groovy. Gotta show it off, gotta rep the brand, my people. And I gotta enjoy the glassware. So I hope maybe you've watched the Uranus opposition video. That one is all about the time, that we're in for the women who are definitely, well, anyone who is born early 80s to the mid 80s. You're in it. You're feeling all of those feels and questioning all of the things. All right. I always love to clear my deck with selenite, and let's see what's in store. What is in store for this week ahead energetically? So, new perspective is our first card. Second card up is the creativity card, and that couldn't be more on time now, could it? Because we are really being required to creatively look at our lives, to creatively think and move in ways that may feel a little uncomfortable. And the timing card is also here. This is like, we can't rush timing. Even though Aries season wants us to get things in motion and get things moving, we can't rush it. We have to just be in the flow of what is here for us. Let's just pull one more for fun. Okay. So the mirrors card. Yeah. Whatever you're seeing that's inspiring, that's provoking, whatever is being reflected back to you is an invitation. Like, do you see something you really want, but it's you think it's not for you? It's actually like, this is for you. Are you ready to move towards it? Do you want it that bad? What are you going to do to become the person you need to become to allow that to find you? So, this is our vibes for the week ahead. I'm going to do these weekly. You can kind of see what the energies are. And thank you so much for being here, everyone. So make sure to like, subscribe, comment, let me know how you're feeling this week, even if you're finding this on a Sunday or whenever. Let me know what's going on in your world. How are you feeling? What are you noticing? Are you in your Uranus opposition? Tell me. All right. Have a beautiful week ahead. And always remember who you came here to be. Take care, everyone.